Good morning, students. Welcome to computer science class. The chapter name is Relational Database Management System. So, in the last class, we have seen the introduction and working on the tables. In this class, we will be seeing the queries and how to retrieve data using a query. So, retrieving data using query is the today's topic. So, first and foremost, we must know what is a query. Queries are the commands that are used to define structure and also to manipulate data in the database. So queries are called as the commands. So in database management system, we can access the tables using queries. So for that we need some commands. Using such commands, we can retrieve the data, we can manipulate the data, we can edit the table. Okay, so these options can be done using the queries. So queries are commands here. The next thing is filtering. So filtering is a process which we use query. Here we use query to provide which we provide to hide some data and present only what you want to see. Okay, so once you want to see a particular data alone, for example in a table, if you want to filter the students who secured more than 90 marks, we will be applying some criteria or applying some procedures to filter up those data. That is called as filtering. Okay, next one is SQL. SQL refers to structured query language. The full form of SQL is structured query language. So as we seen, queries are the commands that are used to define the structure. Here we have structured query language, which includes some queries to make the database and the information system much easier for the user. Okay, it is a set of database language which we use to retrieve data from the database. These are the introduction which comes under retrieving data using queries. The definition have to be learned clearly. Next, the first query is select statement. So first query is select statement. The use of select statement is to retrieve. Retrieve means bring out, take up. Okay, so retrieve 0 or more rows from one or more database tables or database views. We can particularly take up the data, fetch the data from the table using the select statement. Here we have some optional classes. Optional classes namely where and order by. So where we will apply some condition, order by for grouping. While seeing the query, you will get to know in detail. So the syntax for the select statement is select star from table name. So select is the keyword which you have to use as it is. Select have to be used as it is, and star represents all the entries from the table. So star represents all the entries. Okay, from is a keyword you have to use as it is, and the table name may be differ. So for example, if we are using student table, we will be using student tables, yes, details. Okay, or yes, student details table. So we have to mention the name of the table in this particular column. Okay, and the star represents all the entries in the table. Next, so once you are going to start with the query, we have to go and select queries. So in the left of your uh, open office base software, you will be having with this tables and queries. We have seen the tables in the previous section. Now we are going to see about the query. Once you select the query, we can see the third option is create query in SQL view. You have to select that option since we are working with SQL language. Okay, once you select that, you will be given with this dialog, this option, this window. Okay, this is a SQL query designed window. You have to type your queries here. After typing your queries, you have to press F5. Okay, first you have to select the query option, and in that create query in SQL view have to select. After that, you have to type your queries here, and finally have to press F5 to execute your query. For example, let us take an example of S detail. S detail is a table which contains students details. If you want to display all the records of that student details table, you have to give the query as select star from S detail. So S detail is the name of the table here. Okay, next one is grouping of data. If you want to group your data and you have to display it, you have to use where class or order by class. So first we'll see with the where class. So select star from is details represent. Select is the word which we use to retrieve the data from the table. So select star. Star represents all the entries in the table. From yes details. Yes details represents the table name. Okay, where means we will be applying some condition. So in order to retrieve data from the table we use select. So for particular data we will be using some conditions like where we will be using the keyword as where, and after that name word where we will be applying the condition. Okay, so color is equal to blue. So color will be the column name. See here, the color with the column name. The colors option which comes under blue will be given with these double quotes which will be assigned to this variable. Okay, so after where class we have to apply this condition. The query executor will check out select statement, so retrieve data from the table. So it will take up from the table using the condition blue, whose details comes with the blue will be displayed after executing your query. Okay, so this is the output of your execution. Next one is ascending and descending order. As I said, group by can also be followed with order by class. We will be ascend or descend our order of your entries. So using select star from S details. So select is the keyword for retrieving data. Star represents all details. S details represents the name of your table name. Order by refers, it is a keyword which you have to use as it is. Okay, followed by your condition, a roll number in your ascending order. So the roll number has to be ascended in the ascending order. You have to order it in the ascending order, and you want the details to be retrieved. So after giving this query you have to give the semicolon. After giving the semicolon and pressing F5, your output will be displayed as though roll number will be assigned in the ascending order and your output will be displayed. Okay, this is for ascending and descending order. For descending order we can use DESC instead of ASC. We can use DESC. DESC means descending order. Next one is update statement. So we have seen, so far we have seen select and order by, that is group by condition. Next thing is update statement. So update means it is modifying your datas. Okay, so update is to modify your datas in your database. So from the database we can modify the datas. Okay, so the syntax for the update statement is update table name followed with the condition as set. Update refers to the modification, but the keyword has to be used as such, and in which table you are assigning, that is updating your table. And set refers to the new values that you are assigning, and column name has to be given after this, and finally you have to give the condition. The syntax you have to learn as such, and example can be learned for your clarification. So for updating your S details, your student details tables, if you are updating, you have to give the keyword as update, S details, and set location. You have to set the locations. Set the location as Bhuvaneshwar, where roll number 14, where roll number, this is the condition. For the roll number 14, we are changing the location. Already previous location is Chennai and we are reassigning as Bhuvaneshwar. Okay, so we are setting the new location for the condition roll number 14. After executing this query, our table will be displayed as such. Okay, see here, Bhuvaneshwar. So for the roll number 14, the value will be updated. See here, the value will be updated as Vimala Rani, 14 as Bhuvaneshwar. Okay, next, create forms and reports. Creating forms and reports using Wizard. First thing we have to learn what is a form. A form is a systematic way of storing information into the database. Form is a systematic way of storing information into the database. So before learning the form, we must know the definition also. It is an interface in a user specified layout. So form, you might have filled many forms in your day-to-day life, for updating LOC forms, so regular forms, that school application forms, or applying for any entrance exams. So in such categories we will be writing or submitting a form, right? Like a name, you will be typing your name over there. Roll number, you will be typing your roll number, or your date of birth. All these details will be furnished by yourself, right? So it is an interface. Interface means which act as a layout between the user and the creator. So those who are collecting information will be communicating you through this form. So interface in a user specified layout that lets the user to view and enter and change data directly into a database. So if you want to enter data into a database using forms, we can enter our data. Okay, next, so if you want to access forms, and next to queries, so we have seen tables, queries, and the next one is forms. So once you select the forms, we are going with the wizard method. So you have to select the second option as, see, we will be giving the second option as use wizard to create form. Okay, after selecting that, you will be given with this form wizard option, which includes field selection, set up a subform, add subform fields, get join fields, arrange controls, set data entry, apply styles, set name. These are the options that comes under form wizard. Okay, once you select the field selection, your table name have to be given under this column. Under this column, you will be giving your table name. So after giving your table names in your database, you might have, for example, in the student details, we have the name, ID, then what roll number, etc., right? So similarly, that fields will be displayed you in this available fields column. If you want, what are the details that you want in your form have to be included by clicking this arrow button. If you select this double arrow button, all the fields under this column will be copied over to you in this box. Okay, after selecting this, you have to go to the set up a subform option. Next option, you have to select next option. So once you select the next option, set up a subform will be asked. Okay, setup subform means in a form we will be having another one form. For example, if you select a state category in applying for some entrance exams, common entrance exams, we will be asking for the city or state. Under the state, we will be asked for city, then pin code, all these details, right? So that is subform. Okay, if you want subform, you have to select this particular option. If you don't want, you need to select it. Okay, and then next you have, if you didn't select that, then it will directly come to the arrange controls. So if you select, it will go for the add subform option, and add subform option will be asked here. So what are the details that we have to be included in under this box? Okay, the next thing is arrange controls. How you want your form to be look like? So like this, so this will be a layout similar to the layout your forms will be asked. So like forms like this, railway entry forms, so the table forms, grid method. Okay, these are all layouts, different layouts which prefers for you. You can select and you can give the next option. Next thing is set data entry. So data entry can be given using this form in display all the details. So displaying all the details can be given under set data entry. The next option is applying, okay, styles. So what are the styles you need for your form? So color of your font, then background working, then what else, bordering, all these applying styles can be done under this apply styles option. Then set name, finally it will be asked for the name of a form. So you can give your name in this box under the name of the form box, and you can finish it up by clicking the finish option. Okay. Next thing, your form will be displayed as such. So if after giving up your entries, your form will looks like this. Okay, this is how you have to create a form using wizard method. Okay. Next thing is reports. Reports refers to help to display the data in the summarized manner. Once you select a report, you can clearly, you need not to go and check it out all the details in the database. You can go and check it out your summarized workout, right? So summarized manner means it will altogether put up your datas. It is used to generate the overall work outcome in a clear format. So same way have to, after queries, we'll be having tables, queries, forms, and then the last one will be the report. After selecting the report option, it will be asking for two options as like queries. Create wizard option you have to select, and in that you will be given up with this sized form, this one form. So it includes 6 steps: field selection, labeling the fields, grouping, sort options, choose layout, and create report. So as such, as we have created the forms, the similar methods will be comes under this. First thing will be for which table you are creating the report. So the table name have to be clearly marked here, and the available fields of your tables will be displayed. What are the things you need can be added using this arrow mark. Okay. And then second option will be your labeling fields. Labeling fields can be displayed on your report. What are the, in what way you want that name to be represented? For example, the roll number can be recreated as the serial number. If I want the roll number in the serial number name, we can edit using this labeling field option. The next one is grouping. So if I want to group particular details, for example, name, phone number, and then what else, father's name, date of birth, these as personal details, I can group them and name it as grouped it as personal details, and academic details can be asked in another group. Okay. As such, groupings can be performed. Next one is sort option. So under sort by option, we can mention the order, that is id can be given in the ascending order or descending order. So then your filter option can be given under this sort options. Okay. Next one is choosing layout. As I said in the form, similarly we can create layout for your report using this choose layout option. Okay. Under choose, after that you can select the create report and click out the finish option. So you have to give the create report option. You will be asked for the name of the report, and finally it concludes by finish option. Okay. After that, your report will be summarized as like this. Okay. This cannot be comes under data. This will not be shown you in the database. It will be generated as a report of your database. Okay, students, thank you.